Well, hope this doesn't get ruined, but I guess there's a lot of rain on the way, so it might not be as pushed on originally. See if that's good. Hi, puppy. got a roof over my head. This roof above me is just a bunch of things thrown together. So who knows if it's really going to keep me dry? In theory, it should. Yeah, I have to get that thing separated, not until I get this back out. Isn't it awesome? All the sparkles. Sparkles. Hey, mommy. Woo. We'll take this here, this piece of metal I just heated up. We're going to make it into a point at the end. Ooh, I feel the heat from here. Make a point at the end of it. And then possibly might try to fold it and weld it to itself, because I learned that as long as I have the proper heat, I should be able to forge weld without using a flux. Flux is just used for the fillers of the gaps, pretty much. I thought flux was something I needed. I thought borax was something I needed to have to weld a piece of metal together. Evidently not. I gotta find what I did with the other one. It's a blade I made a couple days ago. You know, it still needs ground, shaped, reforged, polished, sanded, you know, stuff like that. But it's a pretty nice looking little blade. It'll be pretty sweet when it's all said and done. Sweet, sweet. This may get loud here in the future, depending on how much I'm going to have to bang. The sparkles are actually not supposed to be happening either. That's what you get when the coal is lighting for the first time. It's to shoot little sparkles everywhere. It's annoying. Burns. Should always be wearing glasses while doing this. I temporarily lost my safety glasses, or else I'd be wearing them as we speak. Oh yeah, look at that piece right there. The middle of this bar heated up a lot better than the end did, so I just simply flattened it around. I know it's hard to see probably, but see, it's a round bar, and now it's flat and straight. I have no idea what I'm making, to be honest. Maybe this is the one I should bend together, forge together. I don't know. Just pretty much playing around, trying to learn as we go. That's the point of learning anything. The only way you learn is if you practice. Try. And with this one, we're just going to continue making that point. I like hitting in a downward forward angle, but constantly keeping the material in rotation. We'll slowly work our way into a point. See there, it's getting much more fine defined as a point. Now, still, I'm trying to get the tip of this to heat up, and it's only this section right here got heated up. First it was this, then it's this. Now I need that tip, but I've done squared this section to this section, so now we have one big chunk of flat square instead of a circular round. Yeah, but, I mean, it's kind of like, why didn't I just fucking buy the square instead of the circular if I'm just gonna keep making them into shit like that? And like I said, really just trying to get this tip to heat up, because I want to make a fucking blade out of this, because this material is much thicker than that other material. Time to feed that forge, feed the forge constantly. Put the lid back up on the forge. If you wonder why all the sparkles are going that way after they come up, it's simply because I have a very large industrial fan. Posted up in the far back corner of over there. It blows right here, straight across, taking everything away from me, fumes, or whatever. Continuing with our point now. Whoa! Forge is popping! We are a very, very defined point to her now, which is nice. Real nice. You see that point right there? If I touch the camera, it would melt. It's that fucking hot. I could stab you with this. Actually, let's see how it does with the... Oh, shit. I might have to straight up make like a spear out of this thing, dude. Holy shit. What you got? Wow, I could... could make a fucking spear with this thing. That was pretty nice. I made it a little dirty. Well, God made dirt. Dirt won't hurt. Forge that shit out. And around we go. Where it stops, only the metal knows. And it's really hot, hopefully, preferably. It also helps because I store all my tools above the forge, and I don't want everything up here to get super hot when I need to use it. And everything up here is nice and cool because that fan's keeping all the heat from going directly up. Now let's hope that this big bar got hot at the end of it, so that we can actually start forging this motherfucker into a blade. But, oh yeah, there we go. That's what we were looking for. Now, the process that I'm taking this is pretty much the same case I was taking with the point and what I was squaring up this upper section of this one here. Just square up this end, make it a square, and now what I'm doing is I'm forming into more of a rectangle, and I'm stretching the material out as I go with it. And pretty much in the long run, what it's going to do is it's going to give me a nice thick, but yet narrow blade for stabbing people with. Oh, my pump fell out of the forge, so now we're going to have to wait a little bit extra time for it to heat back up. No biggie. She's fucking hot. It won't take that long until everything's fucking hot as shit again, you know? Oh, it's hot! Now that is a fucking point. That's a beautifully well forged, well put together point right there, ladies and gentlemen. It's about as sharp as we're gonna get, probably with this metal, before it's gonna start just breaking apart and being worthless. I was originally going to tuck this and possibly weld it. The more I think about it, I think I might have a separate idea for it. I have no idea if I'll be able to do it or not. But hey, that's the fun of forging, you know? Taking something, having an idea, deciding what you want to do with it, and then doing it. And then sometimes it doesn't work out for you, but it's a lesson learned. Hey, shush it, puppy. A lesson learned by you as to how not to do something, or maybe not how to do what you thought you were doing, but you end up doing something else in the long run that works out to be even better, or not. Pretty much anything you forge is going to be cool. Like this right here, it looks like complete shit. It's a little wrench, like an old wrench. I twisted it, I bent it, I folded it on top of itself, I smashed it together, and made this just giant kablob of nastiness that's really nothing attractive at all. But I'm still going to keep it. Why? Because it's still one of my very first things that I've really mutilated. Plus, I twisted it for the. So it's worthwhile keeping and holding on to. Little memento of the first days of forging. Let this bake back up again. Well, let's see. Back to our larger piece of metal that we are squaring or rectangling to make into a knife. It is probably nice and ready to go now. Whoa! I'm gonna catch my fucking beard on fire. And I won't be as much of a man. Trying to do some slow, powerful, light, or lightly powerful strokes, stretching out the material in a rectangular shape that you're going for the size of the blade, and then stopping and turning it over, going back down through here. And as you can see, even though it might even be difficult to see as on the camera, but it's stretching this much larger. You know, we started with a piece of steel, you know, that it was maybe like this big total, you know, and now I've gotten it stretched out to there. So the more and more we just keep continuing on with this, the flatter it's going to become, with still being straight. That's how we make our blade. If you're wondering if this is hot, because I keep touching it like up here and stuff, it is. My fingers are just completely burnt from the amount of times that I do this every day, so I don't really feel much on my hands anymore. Still does not mean you should not still be wearing gloves while doing this. I should even still be using gloves. I'm breaking all kinds of rules of forging right now with not having safety classes and not having proper hand equipment, if not even a fucking like a leather vest to keep everything off of me, fire wise, or even just hot pieces of metal hitting me. But a lot of that stuff I have is on its way here, and I don't currently have it, so I'm kind of stuck with doing it the unsafe way, which I don't advise doing, but I'm impatient. I'm trying to learn. Alright, let's see where this guy's at and see what I might be able to possibly do with it. If I think I can get done with him. But I'm hoping to be able to get done. Okay, so he's not hot at all. Literally zero hotness. Grab my fancy pair of big tongs here. Just kind of go around here and replace the coal that's been pushed off to the side. That's cooking and baking. Just doing absolutely no good to me over here. Being wasted. So I'll try to collect it with the tongs and drop it more in the middle again. So that way I'm getting the most out of all of my coal. Well, preferably most of it. Some of it, if possible. I don't want to touch those. They are going to be warm on the top side. There we go. Here we go. Ow! Got me right in the bird. Let that simmer for a minute. Let it simmer, sit there for a minute. Crank her a couple more times here. Make sure she's blowing nice and red, but time to pull her out. Now we'll see if we can get done without thinking. And that, my friends, is how you make a hook. Or a loop. Now, what we need to do, we'll try to make this out of one piece, which is going to, well, that sounds dumb because, it was always going to be made out of one piece, but I'm going to try to do it without cutting off all the extra. I'm going to try to forge this together with all the extra bar on it, which will just be a little bit more of a pain in the butt for me in the long run, but it should help me with my skills. That's all blacksmithing's about. I've said it 100 times, I'll say it 100 times again. The more I do it, the more I learn it. I wouldn't be able to do half the stuff I've already been able to do if it wasn't for YouTube and doing it. Watch some YouTube, get a feel for some stuff, maybe something you want to do, something seem interested. Now you got to make sure to start off with some basic shit. We all can't come out here and be fucking, blacksmithers right off the bat. We'd like to think so, but we just can't. It took me a long time to get set up to the point of actually having a legit forge and all this other stuff. Before this I used bricks stacked up in a 3-wall pattern with a hole in the middle, and just threw fucking coal in there and had a fire and forge that way. You can do it with literally spending zero money. That's how I did it forever, but now eventually you need to spend the time if you really want to make this something you want to do. You need to spend the time and actually look things up and find something that interests you. And I found this coal forge. It's exactly what I want and what I need. I'm not trying to do the propane. To me, propane is cheap because I want to learn how the men back in the day actually did it in comparison to just saying, hey, look, I can just turn on this gas and heat up a piece of metal really fast and then bend it. It's easy. It's another thing to do it with fucking coal and having coal-covered hands and cracking it with a hammer. And that's the fun stuff in life. Now we're back. We're currently back to the big rod. that we're forging into a larger knife. Ooh, she's nice and red here for us. Ready to go. So back at it. Heavy to flatten, but not enough to destroy the bar. We don't want any really nasty gouges in it. Plus, if we make it too thin too fast, it becomes brittle and hard to work with in the future. Definitely just not worth spending the time. So you spend some time, make sure you're doing it right and doing it how you want it to be done. Now I'll go through this real quick because I mean it's getting cold anyways, but there's a scale, okay? You see this red right here? I don't know if how well it shows up in the camera, but this whole part's red and this one's black from where it's like cooled and this is still hot. And then there's the yellow from where I pull it out. The yellow is like the shaping heat. So when it's at yellow, that's where you want to really put some effort into it. You really want to smooth out the metal. That's, you know, like what I'm saying about how I'm working it out and I'm stretching it as I'm going. That's what I'm doing during that phase. When it turns to red, like this bottom was, you can still, you know, form, but you have to be careful. You need to be a lot lighter on your swings because the metal's not as hot and it's going to flake as you're hitting it at this stage. And the more you hit it, the harder you hit it, the bigger the flakes come off. And, you know, if you're trying to be very specific with something you're making, like farther into it when we're getting to the blade part of actually putting a real blade onto this. And, you know, if I hit it too hard and it flakes a big chunk of flake off that I wasn't expecting that big of a flake to come off, you just technically could have possibly ruined what you've just made, you know, and you have to adapt and figure out what to do with it since then. And then you're at this stage, which is the black, you know, the black stage, which is the cool stage, which is not cold because if I touched that, it'd burn me and like really bad, really quickly. But the end of the red stage and into the beginning of this stage where it's back to its normal color, this is what you would use as your what they call like the mending stage, in the sense of you're going to bend it. So, like the rolls, there's like humps in it. Those will be taken out during that red stage. This bar, if I put it flat, it doesn't sit flat. If I wanted to bend it flat, I could do it at this stage. It's not going to knock off material, but it's going to straighten the bar and stuff like that. Those are your three main phases of metal heats. I know it sounds dumb, and you're kind of wondering why the fuck I just explained it to you, but I really just wanted you to understand because those three phases are actually really important, and those are the three biggest stages that I didn't even understand myself. Once you finally do understand it, the working of metal becomes 10,000 times easier once you understand what you can do through each stage, so that way you're not constantly wasting time by putting a bar in that's still red thinking, oh, it's too cold, I can't forge this. It's like, no, you can. That's still a good stage to be doing that. So, you know, it's good to learn stuff like that. Keep it in your memory banks. Alright, let's see if we can do this now. I have no idea if I'm going to manage this. It won't be perfect. Let's see if I can bend that out a little bit. There you go. If you haven't if you haven't caught in to what I'm doing, I was thinking of trying to make this into a heart. It's failing, obviously. It's going to probably look more like a pretzel by the time I'm done with it, but the next step is then heat this, curl it that way across, and then we'll have to cut the metal. But it'll be the first forged heart I ever made, which will be pretty dope. And I brought you along with it. How do you know that? Woohoo! No, we gotta just be smart about bending this the rest of the way. I don't wanna ruin it, you know. I spent so much time on it. It looks so good already. Throw a bunch more coal up on top of it. I need to use up some of these bigger pieces, or break them down, maybe. Oh, we got a blade and we got a heart. That's my forging projects for you today. Hopefully you guys are enjoying. If you are, make sure to hit that thumbs up button. It'll let me know that you are enjoying what you're watching. And/or possibly tells me if you want to see anything like this in the future, whether it be live streams, videos, or whatnot. That'd be great. Puppy, don't eat dirt. Stop it. Let's go back to this here blade. Oh yeah. Continue our medium-ish power. Getting ourselves a little bit of a twist to it. We went a little bit heavy on those last couple hits. Really put more of a strain into it, which could nip me in the ass later on here. But I think next we're going to try to start actually hammering out the width instead of going length, worrying about the length. I think it'd be pretty good length. Just extend it width-wise, maybe, if we're lucky. Not making no promises. I'm a knowledgeable Padawan learner, but I will never sit here and tell you that I'm a Jedi Master. At forging, I'm learning a lot fast, but this is a trade where you'll be learning until you're 30 years in. I mean, not saying you won't be learning after that, but I'm just meaning like it's a trade where you're learning constantly till the day you die. You'll never master it. So I'm doing my best. Got where I put my soda tap at. Water is another good thing to keep in mind. Best to always have water on you. In two ways. I'm drinking a soda pop, which isn't really quite doing the job, but it's best to have water for two things of water for two separate reasons. One, have water on you. This is hot. My forge can hit up to 1200 degrees. I'm a human. That's way hotter than my body's ever supposed to be. So when you're around it, it makes you feel really ill, really nauseous really quickly because of the fact that it's high temperatures. Now, fortunately, I'm used to that point now, but especially at first, the water was like a lifesaver for me. So just keep yourself hydrated. Be smart about it. Remember that you're around a lot of heat, so you need a lot of water in you. And then secondly, it's always good. Like I have about 5 or 6 buckets laid around. Some of them collect rainwater for the reason of saving it for my forge. You know, the water, that water doesn't need to be clean. It's not like you're trying to drink it. You know, at maximum, you're gonna stick your hands in it. So, you know, some of it you maybe want a bucket full of like clean water, like not outside water. You know, I wash my hands off in the outside water. I don't give a fuck. I'm a man. It's not really that big of a deal, especially compared to this black my hands are from the coal. But when it all comes down to it, if you start a fire in the sense of, you know, you're catching something on fire, it's burning down, then you have water on deck to throw on top of it to help put it out, even though it's really hard to put out temperatures of like 1200 degrees. If you want to cool metal, you've got that ability. So you pretty much, it's just smart to have at least one bucket of water with you for whatever you might need forging related, and then another bucket or another source of water, say a cup or a bottle of water, so that way you can stay hydrated. Hydrated, people. Safety first. The reason I keep disappearing randomly is because I keep going and checking on the comments. So if you are watching and you do feel like actually conversing with me via the text stuff, you know, the chat, you can go right ahead and do it. You just got to realize that it's over there and I'm over here around heat, and there's no way in hell I'm bringing my laptop anywhere near any of this. So I have to run away to go real quick and come back. So that's what that's about. If you want to, I'm down. I'm going to keep constantly going back and check it. Also, kind of make sure the stream's still going. In the off chance that the camera froze or something stupid happened, it'd be smart for me just to keep things on the check. Now, what was else? Something else I was going to tell. I thought about, can't remember. But let's see if this bad boy here is good to go. Oh my god, it might just be good to go. Alright, so what are we going to do here? We need this to go that way, right? Oh, shit. Definitely not going to look right. But we'll curve this guy down around there. It ain't going to look pretty. But it's my first forged heart. And I think that whoever receives it is going to love it, because it means everything to me. So it means everything to them, maybe. I don't know. Who knows, really? Just kind of talking out my ass. Yeah, wheelies for days! Jeez, kid just rode by on a bicycle doing wheelies for days. Like, pedaling by. Like, yeah, oh, geez, Bobby Johnson's over there. He probably thinks he's dope shit. He's like, yeah, that's right. I was wheeling. Something like that. It was cool. It was cool. I remember the days where I did wheelies. We thought it was cool. So that's a lie. I've never done wheelies. Beyond me. 'Tis beyond me. So we got ourselves a knife going again. Now we need to get this this cart thing formed back up. Hopefully. Oh, that's right. I was going to talk about the darkness. Now, unfortunately, we don't have a whole lot longer I can keep this up for the sake of two reasons. A, it's going to be dark. So, it's going to make visibility a lot harder. You're going to be able to see the metal, or the flames, and you're going to be able to see the metal when it comes out. But that's about it. You're not going to see me. You're not going to see any of the surroundings, really. I do have a light over here to the, would be your left, the way you're looking. But it's over here, and it's by the fan. That will provide a little bit of light that might give you this backdrop a little bit, but for the most part, you're going to not see shit. And then secondly, obviously, because since it is getting dark, I have to respect that, you know, not everybody in my neighborhood wants to hear me go bang, 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 bang on metal all night. So I respectfully will not do it for too long after 9 o'clock. I have done it once till 10 o'clock, and I felt like I was pushing it. And ironically, a buddy of mine told me from about a mile away that he heard me. Woo, yeah, that kid's wheeling for days, dude. Stunting. He's gonna be a stunter. He's still stunting over there, dude. It's awesome. He's going wheels for days, Bob. Back to this knife. See if what it's up to in life. If it maybe wants to play, be nice to me. Actually, yeah, I'll go with this for now. We'll continue with this for now. No, I went super aggressive on that one. And I know it's getting dark out, so I'm going to have to stop showing you things because it's going to be too hard to show you at some point. But now you can see where's the blade. At some point, maybe you'll be able to see that it's thinned. It's thinning out pretty good. I put some pretty nasty marks through it doing that, though. That will probably not come out unless I can grind them out. But we're just working that edge, pretty much, is all I'm doing. Just trying to get it to start, and then once it starts, hopefully it'll be easier. Hopefully, being the optimum word on that one. That guy fell out again. If you stop doing that, please. I'm going to wait to put this one in completely until I finish. It's okay for now, I think, hopefully. So I can try to finish bending this heart just because the bar sticks over where I'm bending it around, so it might just work out better in the long run if I have it not over there. Now she should be good to go. Hopefully, there we are. There we are. Here we go. How are we gonna do this? That seems to be working out pretty well, actually. I don't know about you, but that doesn't look like much of a heart to me. I tried. This is what we call an I try heart. I tried to make a heart, but I fucking sucked. That's what happened there. I should have cut the metal. Damn it! Can't really do anything about that now. Let's just set this on the. Oh, I don't have the cooling rack set up. What am I doing with my life? Set that on the cooling rack, which is AKA a piece of metal on the ground. Yeah, no. Put that knife back in there. Try a little bit of flat bar action. Hey, we need to do a little bit of coal maintenancing over here. We got ourselves a whole lot of coal pushed out the back. Well, you put the pieces of wood, you move, or the piece of metal in there, and you push them into the coal fire. You naturally push the coal out the back side. So that's another good reason why it's good to come around here and just pick up these cherries that come out the back with a pair of long tongs. Restack them up on top and make sure not to touch the end of this because it is fudging hot. Doesn't smell like plastic. That's not me. I ain't burning no plastic. I shouldn't be burning no plastic. I mean, plastic's definitely burning, so I'm not sure what. Oh, I bet you 100% is the sticker on the end of the piece of flat bar I put in. And think about the fact I didn't move it. I don't think it's on the side. It's probably what that smell was. Ouch! Oh yeah. definitely don't have much time left at all, but you can see that at all. I've expanded the bottom quite a lot, pretty nicely. Left a nice thick edge at the back, thinner at the front here. I need to heat up the tip here because it didn't come out very hot, and redo this part here to get it to flush out with this, hopefully. And then that knife should be done. And just, well, for the first steps besides the grinding and reforging and polishing and all that bullshit. But I'm running out of time pretty quickly here. It's getting pretty dark fast, and already could tell from the view of the camera when I went into the check the forge or check the live stream. I could tell that there was already turning pretty dark outside, so for the camera at least. So I don't have a whole lot longer. I don't really want to feed a whole lot more coal into this fire because it's not going to be used. It's going to burn up. But I'll get at least probably a hit or two out of this flat bar here. Just kind of playing around with it right now. It's getting nice and hot. Kind of pound it out a little bit, see what I might think about. Actually, I might even try to use the little metal mallet instead of the big sludge. Maybe go for more of like a sword. Oop, not hard enough. Probably won't even do any more to this one tonight just because it's required a lot more banging, a lot more noise. And from what I just did to it, I literally just pretty much banged on it. Don't really think I stretched it. I mean, I put a lot of gashes into it from where I hit so hard, but didn't really move any material because it's a lot thicker. Plus, I have this issue where naturally as I bend metal, it curls. I'm not really sure how to prevent that. So that's something that I still, as a person, as a forger myself, needs to learn and become more aware about what I'm doing wrong and what's possibly causing me to do this, so that in the future I don't continuously make shit that does this. Hopefully this guy's good to go now. Yes, he is. Let's get this good to go. Problem is from when we stretched it, the knife's already so thin up top, it's not really wanting to go with the rest of it, so it's making for a little bit of a curved style blade. Not really against it. Looks alright. Probably put it back in the forge and try to maybe get some of this lower spot to go out, make it more of a thicker blade there. If not, then this is done with what we got it, and then you'll have to see in the future what becomes of all this, because it will look like shit now and look beautiful in the future. So we'll get this guy in the forge real thick inside there. Get our tongs for one nice last poke around. Should probably drag the tongs and around. Just kind of drag everything up from the bottom, tossing it on top. Just, like I said, no need to waste fuel when there's tons of it in there that still hasn't burnt. Oh, let's see here. Let's crank this a little bit. Actually, for the last couple bangs of the anvil, I'm gonna come and do this for you with the lights off. Just so you get the full effect. Fortunately for you, I can barely see. Yeah, exactly what I needed. Wow, we really stretched it on that one. I'm going to do that one more time in the same spot. And then, whoops, fucking poke the cherry in my cigarettes. Burnt my finger a little bit. Funny enough, I'm working with 1200 degree forges and I'm burning myself with fucking cigarettes. Alright, one more time. Doing the fancy flipping all this around here. Look how red of a glow that's giving off, you know, that's amazing, right? How hot that is. 1200 degrees, fucking out of coal. That's what we call manly stuff right there. Crank this bitch back up and see it roaring like a motherfucking train. See this motherfucker, we need a boiler. I would love to work on a train, to be honest. Roll pretty much anything in the middle of that and it disappears in a snap of a finger. Through my cigarette button there. So you never know I smoked a cigarette. Be the last good bangaroo we got. Yep. Pretty much exactly what I wanted. That's it. It's much longer blade than I've ever done before. It's not super wide, but better than nothing, you know? Throw it on the cooling pad. Good to go. Whew, it's fucking hot. That, my friends, was Blacksmithing with Matt Freeman. hope that all of you have enjoyed this video, this live stream. Done a little bit more than an hour's worth of streaming with my blacksmithing skills. Still a lot of room for improvement. We forged a shitty looking heart. We forged a shitty looking blade. And then wailed on a little other piece of metal. So, and come back. Hopefully, I'm even smarter and more prepared for making some awesome shit for you guys. But until then, if you're watching this on the YouTubes, if you like the video, a like would be much appreciated. If you're new to the channel, you should subscribe to keep up with cool content like this and other things like vlogs that I will slowly get into doing maybe again. Um, if not, you'll get videos like this and or things in the future. I do plan on still uploading to the channel. I'm just not sure what and when. If you're already part of the channel, you can share the video, subscribe, like, share, comment below telling me what you think I should make next or attempt to make next. Maybe take another shot at making a heart next time. Maybe attempt to make a heart, but with the metal pre-cut instead of extended out. Not really sure. Like I said, it's all up in the air. It's up to you, really. I'm cool with doing whatever. And if no one ever tells me what to do, that's fine too, because I'm still going to do whatever. So now we have to literally just let that sit until it dies, because you can't put water on that. It ain't gonna stop nothing. Besides ruin all my shit. And yeah, so fortunately for me, I can just leave this camera running and constantly keep eye on it until I go to bed. So it'll still be hot, and when I go to work in the morning, it's still gonna be fucking hot. It won't be like that. It won't be glowing. It won't be on fire, but it'll still be hot, which is crazy. It's crazy. But let's put the tools away real quick. I don't like leaving my stuff out. You know, I'm trying to be more responsible with this kind of stuff, being as this is my new baby in life. You know, my new whatever you want to call it, obsession, skill trade, whatever. But I hope you guys enjoyed. I'll see you later. I love you. Goodbye. I'm still here, but I'm in my garage, and I'm getting the screen pulled up so I can turn it off. Still hope that everybody out there enjoys the stream that we are watching together of a fire burning majestically in the background. My Mac talks loudly as a small wee little leprechaun in bed.